You are watching the 2026 NBA Epitome Game Series presented by Law Murray, Power Rankings Project Ringmaster at The Athletic. This is where I pick out one game from each team from the last regular season. I am putting the spotlight on the biggest weakness of the 14 teams that missed the playoffs and the biggest strength of the 16 playoff teams from the regular season. This installment features the San Antonio Spurs. The Spurs had missed the playoffs 6 years in a row entering this season after having only missed the playoffs 4 times in the franchise's first 43 NBA seasons. San Antonio wasn't just good though, they were elite. And it wasn't just Victor Wembanyama, who was the Defensive Player of the Year and a finalist for MVP. The Spurs were strong even when Wembanyama was off the floor or out of the lineup, bolstered by All-Star De'Aaron Fox, reigning Rookie of the Year Stephon Castle, Sixth Man of the Year Keldon Johnson, and all-rookie selection Dylan Harper. The Spurs finished with 62 wins, their best season in 10 years. They defeated the Trailblazers in the West quarterfinals in 5 games, and the Timberwolves in the West semifinals in 6 games. After trailing 3-2 against the defending champion Thunder, the Spurs won Game 7 in Oklahoma City to get to the NBA Finals for the first time in 12 years. The Spurs led by double digits in every game of the Finals, including by 29 points at New York in Game 4. But the Spurs blew that lead, then lost Game 5 of the Finals at home to the Knicks, a bitter end to a triumphant return to prominent season. The epitome game for the Spurs came at Sacramento in March. It was the second night of a road back-to-back for the Spurs, but it was also a showcase for arguably the most balanced team in the league. First possession of the game for the Spurs, De'Aaron Fox swings it over to Stephon Castle, gets a screen from Victor Wembanyama, and Wemby pops out with both defenders going to Castle. Wemby puts Maxime Reynaud on Air France, one dribble, and it's a dunk. 13 assists, only 1 turnover for the Spurs in the first quarter. They were even better in the second quarter with 14 assists, only 1 turnover. And this is De'Aaron Fox off of a made basket. Victor Wembanyama streaking, and that's a dunk. No dribbles necessary. That's right, 27 assists, only 2 turnovers for the Spurs in the first half of this game. The route is on. Victor Wembanyama passes to De'Aaron Fox. Wemby wants Fox to hockey assist here. But the Kings aren't back, and Fox pump fakes the pass, hits the 3, forces a timeout by the defense. Garbage time in the fourth quarter. This wasn't the beautiful game Spurs. You're going to see Dylan Harper pass it to Keldon Johnson, and Keldon's going to get himself a bucket. That's another assist. The Spurs were in the bottom half of the NBA in passes per game. Yet, their offense was efficient as ever. The Spurs won this game 132-104, improving their record to 51-18. The Spurs had a season-high 41 assists and only 6 turnovers in this game. Only the Celtics, Thunder, and Nuggets had fewer turnovers than the Spurs last season. The biggest addition to the Spurs is power forward Tobias Harris, a veteran who should give San Antonio a bigger scoring option. The Spurs were the only team in the league with a top 3 offense and a top 3 defense last season. And now Victor Wembanyama firmly enters his prime with one team goal, and that's to finish the job at the NBA Finals. Stay tuned for the next installment of the 2026 NBA Epitome Game Series featuring the New York Knicks.